reliving the epic win against the Toronto Maple Leafs from Thursday night. And we're going to talk about Rasmus Anderson and Artemi Panarin possibly becoming Vegas Golden Knights. That's up next on this Chris and Chris edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, happy Saturday. We have a special edition of Locked On Golden Knights. I am joined by my son, Christopher Golick, and we used to call him Little Chris, then not so Little Chris, and now we're just going to call him Chris or Chris 28. We are here because we met so many fans of the show on Thursday. They ignored me, which is fine. They definitely ignored Tony, which thank you. But when they saw Chris, they approached him, handshake, respectful, and first thing out of everyone's mouth was, when's there going to be another Chris and Chris show? When's there going to be another Chris and Chris show? Well, here we are, Chris. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, it's good. Good to be back. Of course, getting ready for the Olympics. Things are going good. Too many injuries, though, so.
Too many injuries. Olympics are coming. Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, listen, it's January 17th. Every team is facing injuries. Every team has problems. Every team has drama. Golden Knights are certainly no stranger to that. Today, we're going to relive that instant classic against the Maple Leafs. Myself and Chris were in attendance, and we're going to talk about where that game maybe ranks on our all-time regular season list. Artemi Panarin, new name that has surfaced as a potential Golden Knight, along with Rasmus Anderson. One or even both of these players could be Golden Knights by the end of the weekend, as insane as that sounds. And then we're going to touch on tonight's game against the Nashville Preds with our locks of the night and predictions. So, Chris, we talked about this on the way home. Have we ever been to a better regular season game than Thursday nights against the Leafs?
I mean, I can't think of anything else. We've been to a lot of regular season games. Obviously, and at first I was thinking about thinking like that was like the biggest Golden Knights game we were ever at, but of course we were at the Stanley Cup. Of course, at the Stanley Cup. So, I just don't know that. It was just fun. Everyone was nice there. Of course, we had the moment by the food area over there. It was just fun environment, fun. Even though I wore an Oilers jersey, that attracted a little.
You did wear an Oilers jersey, and Chris, you got some fun reactions from the Leaf fan. Everyone was cool about it. Some of the Golden Knight fans were kind of giving you the stink eye, but that's welcome to my world every day when I go to a Golden Knights game. But I mean, listen, start with the Leafs fans. I guess let's start with the Leafs fans, Chris. They were pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I thought the Leafs fans were a lot of fun. I thought they had some epic chirps all night, and I know I'm in the minority here, but I love seeing more visiting fans in the arena. I'm not saying more visiting fans than Golden Knight fans, but it's really made for a fun environment since day one, and I've had so many positive interactions with fans from pretty much all the fan bases. Flames fans bothered us one night, but otherwise, besides that, Wild fans I thought were some of the nicest fans. Leafs fans, you guys were a little aggressive at times, but you were fun, aggressive. You were chirpy, and I think you were really enjoying your time in Vegas. And we appreciate your tax dollars. We appreciate your contributions to the casinos. We appreciate your losing sports bets that you guys made for the Maple Leafs. So it was a pleasure to have you guys. So, Chris, what's your mindset in that game, right? Leafs score early, Leafs score again. Aiden Hill didn't look too good early on, but got better. How did you feel as the game was progressing?
Well, in the first period, I saw nothing coming out of Vegas. They looked horrible. And I thought it was going to be 10 minutes, we're gone. Obviously, that's not the
10
case.
minutes in the third period, we're gone. That's what you're referencing.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Gone. And then, of course, things started to flip in the second, but it still was it a 2-goal deficit in coming out of the second?
There was 4 2-goal deficits throughout the game, Chris. Think about that for a second.
and I thought losing to the Avalanche was 2-2 goal lead. It was bad. But then, of course, the third period, that's when things started to pick up. The disallowed hat trick, which I've never personally seen before, and and then
Should we have thrown one of our Aiden Hill bobbleheads on the ice, Chris, or what do you think?
I mean,
Did we miss an opportunity there, buddy?
we've missed an opportunity to throw something and miss it and give someone a concussion. Hopefully, a Leaf fan. And then, of course, the sad thing is about the 5 seconds left was I even see the goal. We were walking to.
We were walking to a TV. We were trying to get to a TV to see it. So
Yeah,
so here's the game plan, and people were actually chirping me on YouTube for this, which I think is dumb. But so we get out of there when the game is over. Our normal path is we stay in our seats, and then we go into one of the corners and hang out as the game was ending. Adam Ranger, awesome hookup. That was who we sat with, Chris, in the second and third period. Super awesome to hook us up with those amazing seats a few rows off the ice. With about 3 minutes left, we started our walk. We were going to go to the corner, but we got delayed a little bit because there wasn't a whistle. It's like 2.5 minutes left or something like that.
Yeah.
So we were right about to get to the TV in the corner, and we hear the horn go off. What's your mindset then?
I mean, when that happens, I'm just like, what the bad word is going on? I
told you guys, he's getting older. This is it's new year, new Chris, guys. Things have changed in the Golick household. But keep going.
In that moment, I didn't know what to think. Like it was like the first time, like I felt that feeling since the Knights won the Stanley Cup. Like, what is going on? Like,
you were going nuts. You were into it. You were enjoying the moment, no doubt, buddy. You were definitely you were excited.
And then, of course, at the end in overtime, I'm also going insane.
Yeah, no, I mean, what a moment. And, overtime is always so much fun, right? It's usually up and back, up and back, up and back. And this game, you had a little bit of that. The Leafs, of course, control the faceoff because that's what teams do in overtime against the Golden Knights. You get a couple up and backs. And then I told you the second that puck was going up the board, I said, here comes a 2-on-1. And I think it was Easton Cowan was defending the play, who defended it okay. He looked like a canoeist at one point, like, rowing his stick up and back, trying to stop the pass to Eichel. But Austin Matthews, I want to talk about that a little bit. I actually caught some conflicting perspectives. So Austin Matthews, Chris, I showed you when we got home, the visualizer, how he was literally 15 paces behind Jack and not even hustling back. There was actually an interesting perspective brought up. I don't know if I like it or not, but people were saying that he was trying to set up for the odd man rush the other way. It's high risk, high reward, right? If the Golden Knights convert, the game is over. But if the Golden Knights don't convert, Austin Matthews is one-on-one against Aiden Hill, who already given up 5 goals that game. So I kind of get that, but the visual just wasn't good. I think Austin Matthews could have worked a little bit harder in that moment. Jack Eichel, I think, has cemented himself as a center one coming up for the Olympics. Well, I'm sure we'll do another show during the Olympic break. Well, yeah, so just real fast, Chris, we weren't at the game when the Golden Knights defeated the Lightning in season 1. There was 4 seconds left or something like that. Shea Theodore slap shot or clapper. I guess if Tony was here, he'd call it a clapper with his New York accent. Besides that, I can't think of another regular season game. Maybe when Jack Eichel scored in overtime against the Jets one time, but I don't think we were at that game either. I can't think of a game that was that exciting, and the environment, the Mitch Marner circumstances, the Leafs being there. The only thing we missed was Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner actually throwing down and having a fight. Otherwise, I don't think I could have checked anything else crazier as far as this is going to be a crazy game. What do I want to happen?
I could have Marner scores the overtime goal.
That's the only other thing that could have happened reasonably.
Or Marner ties the game up with 5 seconds remaining.
Say that again a little bit.
Or Marner ties
Marner if he would have been involved in the tying goal, absolutely. Marner quietly 2 assists, having a very good year for the Vegas Golden Knights. Jack Eichel 7 points, buddy, in 2 games. Mark Stone is a madman. There's video of him going nuts with his hockey stick. I'll bet he snapped the stick in the celebration to win the game. So Yeah, fun game, awesome environment. Again, Leafs fans, appreciate having you guys in Vegas. A lot of fun interacting with y'all, and always good when the Canadian teams come back. Sorry about that. All right, coming up next, we're gonna touch lightly on what could be some major changes for the Vegas Golden Knights. Do not go away. This is where I miss Tony. Tony's the one coming out of the breaks, kind of piloting the show, as they say. So I get my coffee breaks. I can turn the microphone off and cough and whatever weird sounds I make in the mornings. But today I'm the captain. I'm the captain, Tom Hanks. So what was the movie anyway? I'm the captain now. So yeah, I take a coffee break, so be it, guys. All right. Thank you again. Again, this is the special Chris and Chris Saturday Locked On Golden Knights. Myself and Tony Dasco host the show Monday through Friday. That's going to be available on audio or YouTube. And then the Saturday special, Chris and Chris, is always going to be a YouTube exclusive. Chris, in case they don't know you, I'm going to give some background. Chris is a member of two hockey teams. He is on our house team, which is the Ice Dogs. And then we have the Henderson Misfits. See that jersey, buddy? Stand up. Let's see that jersey. See that jersey. See that jersey. Turn around. See what number are you? What number are you?
Okay.
Golic 28. I tried to get him to wear 71, but he wouldn't do it. I think Eli's 71, so shout out to Eli, your centerman for the Ice Dogs and for the Misfits. You guys are on the same line. So really fast, the Misfits are actually doing a fundraiser. They're going to be out all weekend at America First Arena in Henderson on Water Street, just outside the arena. We're raising some funds for our April tournaments and our April practice time. We have all sorts of raffle items and ways to help support me. And Chris will be out there today from maybe about 1:30 to about 3:30 or so, give or take. We're going to charge $5 for autographs. All the proceeds collected will go directly to the team. But if you say, "Shut up, Tony," your autographs will be free. Your autograph fee will be waived every time you say "Shut up, Tony." So yeah. So today, 1:30 to 3:30, me and Chris will be out there, but the booth will be active all the way through Monday, I believe. And yeah, so we're looking forward to a fun. We have a tournament coming up the following weekend as well here in Vegas, and been a real fun grind for the Henderson Misfits and Vegas Misfits, not Henderson, Vegas Misfits. Okay, back to work. Rasmus Anderson, let's start the discussion points there. Talks are heating up tremendously between the Golden Knights and the Calgary Flames for defenseman Rasmus Anderson. I did notice that Kelly McCrimmon was not at Thursday's game against the Leafs. At least he wasn't in the booth, to be fair. So maybe he was somewhere else, but he was not in his typical booth where Foley and McPhee sit. It was just George McPhee in there, who gave a very nice ovation for Nicholas Waugh during his welcome back video. Very nice ovation from George McPhee during Nicholas Waugh's welcome back video. Rasmus Anderson, free agent after the year, but very likely to ink a long-term deal wherever he goes. So, Chris, Rasmus Anderson, what do we like about him? I'll explain. Number one, on the season, he's got 10 goals and 19 assists for the Calgary Flames. He would replace Ben Hutton, Lozon in this lineup as a daily player and really shore things up. Anderson and Hannafin do have history playing together on the same D pairing in their days as Flames. So, how do you feel, Chris, if the Golden Knights got another, I don't know if marquee defenseman is the word, but definitely a strong defender who can play a lot of minutes and help get us a little closer to the Pietrangelo days? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it'd be good. Like, once again, like, I remember at the beginning of the season when Marner wasn't officially a Knight, you were asking me if Vegas should went with younger players or Marner. And I said Marner because I thought if they went to younger players this season, it wouldn't be as good.
Okay.
But then And then I'm kind of the same right here. If you throw, and Vegas has a bunch of like young Silver Knight defenders right now. I think if you get Anderson, then I just throw them a bunch of Silver Knighters. I think that we have a stronger team and a better chance at the cup.
No doubt. And Rasmus Anderson would certainly give the Golden Knights just that extra defender, that extra 22, 23 minute a night player. Averages 2150 of ice time throughout his career. In his last 4 seasons, his average ice time, Rasmus Anderson, 2412, 2359, 2350, 2405. Ben Hutton, we love him. He's fun. He's scoring some goals, but he is not the defender that Rasmus Anderson is. Lozon probably stays in the lineup, and Hutton goes back to his role as a 7th defender, but there's going to be other injuries. Things are going to happen, so it shores up the depth and puts Ben Hutton back to where he should be as his team's 7th defenseman. Another name that is surfacing now, and this is probably more, I don't know if wish is the word, but a pipe dream. Artemi Panarin, former Blackhawk Blue Jacket, current New York Ranger, has expressed his desire to get away from Madison Square Garden. I can't blame him. The Rangers aren't going anywhere. They've traded every other asset away. He's the one of the last few standing on that team that basically, he's he's 34 years old, looking to make a run for a cup. Hasn't happened yet. Was not a part of the Blackhawk teams, I believe, that won the Stanley Cup, and when he was with the team for a short time. So Panarin, Chris, let's talk. Left winger, currently has 16 goals and 35 assists on a bad Rangers team for 51 points. Last season, 89 points in 80 games. Season before that, 120 points, 49 goals, and 71 assists. So what I'm seeing right now, Chris, I'm seeing a Marner-Panarin connection similar to Marner and Austin Matthews. We're talking a deadly scorer that's capable of, 30 to 35, 40 goals. And this would be a rental circumstance. The Golden Knights, I don't think, would sign Panarin long-term. His cap hit is $11.6 million. So that would be fun to see how general manager Kelly McCrimmon gets all that. But what do you think, Chris? If the team could have one, would you go the safe route with the defender? Or do you go for broke and go for it all and go for the big goal scorer? Or do you go for both because it's Vegas and that's what we do?
I'm kind of leaning. This also connects back to what I said at the beginning of the season. Go with the bigger one. Have a power wave this season. Have a power wave this season. It might not mean it might not mean we get better per season, but we just keep rebuilding with this. And I think the offense would be better, or both. That'd be good too. But I think Vegas will just end up one, and that's going to be the forward.
So go for it all. Get the big score and just see what happens, basically. And yeah. I think Rasmus Anderson, before the February 4th Olympic trade freeze, becomes a Golden Knight. Artemi Panarin, I think, would need to be a very weird circumstance. Golden Knights, William Karlsson is now on LTIR officially. That's how they got the cap space to reactivate Aiden Hill. And then now this is as far as other LTIR. Braden McNabb is also LTIR, which I just caught that right now.
When did that happen?
That just happened. I don't know if that happened, how recent that was, but point being is right now, today, the Golden Knights have about $4.1 million in cap space. So it's going to get pretty tricky depending on how long these other players are out. And if Braden McNabb's injury is long-term, which I believe it was week to week originally, I would think the trade for Rasmus Anderson happens extremely sooner than later. If there's a chance for McNabb to return, which there is, I think that complicates things, but I think the Golden Knights still find a way to get it done. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit about this Preds game tonight, and we're going to offer our locks and predictions. Don't go anywhere. There we go. Can't press the right buttons. All right, welcome back. This is the Saturday special Chris and Chris edition of Locked On Golden Knights. We talked a little bit about that epic win on Thursday against the Leafs. We gave our thoughts about Panarin I say because it's Vegas, you never know. Rasmus Anderson joining the team as soon as this weekend. I mean, it's crazy to think about, but it's not so crazy to think about. And despite what you think about Chris, I did not give him jumping beans in his breakfast this morning. He's doing all this by himself. We'll teach you to sit still, buddy. Although I'm moving around too a little bit, so I got the same nervous habits. Don't worry, buddy. I'm just razzing you a little bit. All right, Chris. So we're gonna talk about our locks of the night, but I'll tell you something interesting. I turned off the game with a couple minutes left, but last night, and Tony will say it's rigged. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Tony, everybody. Let's give Tony a big round of applause. We miss Tony right now. Here's a big round of applause for Tony. Oh boy, I might have frozen Chris's computer with the sound effect right now. He's standing still right now. I'll yap for a second. Okay, so he's still standing still. He's still standing still right now. That's okay. All right, so let's talk about our locks and predictions of the night. There's Chris. He's back right now. So, Chris, before I explain and give our locks of the night, I want to tell you something. Avalanche played last night, back-to-back, or Preds played in Colorado last night. Okay. Preds come to Vegas on the second leg of a back-to-back. Have you been on the NHL app this morning at all?
What?
Have you been on the NHL app this morning? Do you know how that game turned out?
No.
Okay, so we're going to play our game right now, Chris. This is a game that me and Chris play, whether we're at home or at the games. We say XYZ team scored this many goals. Did they win or lose the game? So, Chris, the Avalanche scored 3 goals last night against the Preds. Did they win or lose?
Is this a trick question?
Maybe.
I'll say they lost.
The Avalanche lost 6-3 for the Preds. Now, empty netters, that's kind of what happened. A late call that could have gone either way that created a power play for the Preds. But point being is the Preds, and they're playing better lately. I don't have their game log in front, but they're definitely playing a lot better as of late. So give them credit, number one. Jonathan Marchessault still injured, unlikely to play tonight, unfortunately. But McCrimmon wouldn't give him a round of applause if he did anyway. So that's pretty funny. I think this could be a letdown game for both teams, right? The Golden Knights emptied the tank. They gave everything they had to get Mitch Marner the victory against his former team. Preds go to Colorado as massive underdogs, find a way to beat them relatively convincingly. Not as much as the score indicates, but it was a good win for the Preds. So I think the Preds are in a much tougher spot. Last time the Golden Knights and Preds played, I think it was New Year's Eve, and the Golden Knights just laid a dud that game. It was a bad game. If you remember, we were at Dave & Buster's actually having fun that day. We were sweating the score. It was not a good game for
I remember when I was watching a little bit. They sucked. It was terrible.
Who were without Jack Eichel, Shea Theodore, and Aiden Hill.
Oh, that.
All three likely to obviously play tonight. Aiden Hill, I think, gets back-to-back starts. So, with all of that, I will start with my locks. Tony mailed in his locks, virtual of a mail carrier, because his cell phone probably wasn't working this morning. So we'll start with Tony. Tony's going 4-3 Golden Knights, Doro and Barbashev, Dorofeev and Barbashev. I feel pretty strong about this outcome tonight. I went 6-2 Golden Knights. Stone, Braden, Bowman, I think, are going to keep things going. Chris, all of this details, all of these circumstances, what do you say about tonight's Golden Knights Preds?
And I still think Vegas is going to be worn out, but Nashville, they just beat the best team in the league by 3 goals. They got nothing left in them. 7-0 Vegas. Game easy.
7-0 Vegas.
Marner, Eichel. 7-0 Vegas.
Marner, Eichel, stop in the microphone. You might break something. All right, so Chris says the Golden Knights convert the extra point, win 7-0. Go Bears tomorrow night, by the way. Go Bears. We'll see how that shakes out. I'm 6-2 Golden Knights. Tony is 4-3 Golden Knights. So the panel of no experts besides Chris thinks the Golden Knights are going to handle the Preds pretty easily tonight. I guess last question, Chris. How do you feel about this? Sit in the middle of the camera, buddy. You're scooting over. There you go. We'll teach you. All right. So, how do you feel about this Golden Knights team, Chris? Are we looking at a potential Stanley Cup winner, either however this team is composed right now, or with whatever Kelly McCrimmon's going to do before the NHL, before the Olympic trade freeze, or before the trade deadline in March? Are we watching a potential Stanley Cup contending team?
I mean, we're seeing a complete playoff team. I see a playoff team that makes it to the conference final. I think Vegas and Colorado meet in the conference final. Wait, no, I don't think. I think Colorado, Boston. I think Vegas goes to the conference final against some random West team for the Sharks. That I'll care. Since the Sharks are going to go to conference final. That's not. Colorado, they're going to fall in round one.
On January 17th, did Chris Golick just say the Sharks are going to the conference final?
I think they're in the playoffs right now. It's been a second since I checked the
Listen,
NHL.
last year, really fast. I know a lot of you are rolling your eyes right now, and that's fine. But last year in November, when the Oilers were like 15th in the conference, Chris said they're going to win the Stanley Cup, and they almost did. So, or 2 years ago, whichever one it was. But anyway, so keep going, buddy. So you're saying we're watching. If you're saying the Golden Knights, you're saying the Golden Knights will make the conference final. Is that what you're saying?
Golden Knights will make the conference final against the Sharks. Then it's all up in the air from there. I think Colorado falls in round one to the same trap that Boston did a couple years ago.
So President's Trophy, no good. Doesn't matter.
Trophy,
Avalanche,
no good.
see you later in the first round.
Bye.
It could be to the Sharks because that's if the Sharks
That's
make the
possible.
playoffs, they're likely wild card 1 or 2, and that's obviously. I mean, listen, a lot of season left. The Avalanche got to hold on to first overall, but looking like they got pretty good stranglehold. So, all right.
Yeah.
So, last but not least, Chris, Golden Knights will make the but if you're saying they'll make the conference final, they're a Stanley Cup contender. If you make the conference final, you're a Stanley Cup contender. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. I am. Knowing what McCrimmon's going to do, I think the Golden Knights have a chance to be a Stanley Cup contender. It's hard just to say yes or no, right? In the interest of creating drama at this moment, January 17th, I will say the Golden Knights are not a Stanley Cup contender, but it's more about the assignment being incomplete versus the Golden Knights not being there yet. Thank you very much for checking out the special Saturday Chris and Chris edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Like I said, this is just a little special Saturday show. Me and Tony are back Monday through Friday on audio and anywhere you catch your podcast. Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. as well. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys, and we look forward to seeing everybody soon.